It's Thursday, December 30th, and it's time for your Barbados Today morning news update. The chairman of the Electoral and Boundaries Commission has taken serious issue with opposition suggestions of political interference and compromised integrity as staff prepare for the January 19th general election. But Queen's Counsel Leslie Haynes says he has no intention of responding to the claims of opposition leader Bishop Joseph Atherley through the press. Bishop Atherley had challenged Haynes to respond to statements from the Prime Minister, which in his opinion could compromise the integrity of the election and even infringe on the Constitution.
That's an absolute ridiculous question, because what you are doing is challenging my integrity and the integrity of the electoral department and all the registering and returning of.
Are you concerned by any of the statements that the Prime Minister made on Sunday?
I don't listen to news, Kareem. I have my job to do. And if Mr. Adley has this news, perhaps he can call me and talk. But I don't intend to answer Mr. Adley through the press or listen to him through the press. If he has this news, he can call me and talk to me. That's simple as that. The opposition leader could talk, somebody else could talk, and anybody else could talk. At the end of the day, Kareem, I know what I do and I know what I don't do. And the purpose of the electoral department and the electoral and boundaries commission is to ensure that elections in this country are free and fair and all free from any type of political, and that means free from any type of political interference.
The Barbados Labour Party candidate for the St. Andrew constituency says he has the full backing of his predecessor, George Payne. On Wednesday, Dr. Romel Springer revealed that he was nominated and ratified by the constituency branch, confirming reports from BLP General Secretary Dr. Jerome Walcott. Springer will face off against the Democratic Labour Party candidate Odwin Skit for the seat.
Mr. Payne fully endorsed me. This would have been communicated to the party, and I would have been nominated and ratified yesterday. I enjoy his full endorsement. He promised that he would canvass with me, he will work with me, he will work for me, he would do all that he can to ensure that I regain this seat for St. Andrew, for the BLP.
Some St. Lucie residents are hopeful that a resolution can be found to their grievances early in the new year, following a meeting with the management of the Arawak Cement Plant on Wednesday. And they are seeking the assistance of Democratic Labour Party President and candidate Villa de Pisa in having their issues addressed. Several residents of Checker Hall complained of the settlement of heavy dust on their properties and noise pollution. And the spokesman for the group, Mitch Blackman, said he was fed up with the situation.
This has been going on now for too long, and I've invited our new representative to come here to see for herself what is going on, to see what she can do to stop this. We had a meeting today with the cement plant. It went well, but words don't mean nothing until there's some action behind it. And as an activist myself, Mr. Griffith can tell you, I've been with him before, I'm here now, and I will be here until this ends. I will call upon Mr. Pisa to do all that she can, not just for Birchmore and his brother and the others surrounding, but Maycox and Broomfield, which are highly affected also. It has to stop.
De Pisa, who was also on hand, promised to lend any assistance she could.
The dust is tangible. You can see that for yourselves. But the noise is also a critical factor. And lights too. Lights too. I think lights is something though that they're more prepared to live with. You can't live with this dust. The noise could well be a resolution in terms of upkeep. All right. The trucks as well. And if there could be some parameters discussed in terms of timing of operations, I think the residents would be grateful. But those are solutions that will be placed on the table for consideration. We've been promised a meeting next week. I don't doubt that it will happen. I'm hoping that it will also come to conclusions, that there will be I think the residents want to live with their neighbor well, and they want to be good citizens, and they also want the cement plant to be good corporate citizens.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, my name is Christian Paul. I'm the country manager of BCIC here in Barbados. When the COVID vaccine first came out, I thought it was an interesting and a potentially successful way for us to navigate our way out of the pandemic and a return to some state of normalcy. I took the vaccine because I have a young family. I want to make sure that they are safe and protected. I have friends, extended family, and obviously I work here with colleagues, so I thought it was a good way to help protect them and to keep them safe, as well as myself. I would encourage others to take the vaccine because I know that you can still transmit the disease even if you're vaccinated, but the chances of being severely ill or worse, dying, are significantly reduced.
Let's roll up our sleeves and get back to living.
To news from the region, health and education officials in the Bahamas postpone the resumption of face-to-face classes as COVID-19 cases surge. More from Eyewitness News.
The reopening of schools will be postponed for 2 weeks. This according to Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, who said it would not be a good thing to open schools as the country is now experiencing its fourth wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. The health minister making that announcement at a virtual press conference this afternoon. Schools were expected to open on January 11th for in-person instruction and hybrid learning. However, Darville says that due to the surge in cases that are thought to be the result of the Omicron variant, more discussion is needed to reopen schools safely.
Are definitely being reconsidered, and we have decided to postpone the opening of schools for an additional 2 weeks as the Ministry of Health epidemiological team assess the data that's coming in. It is not, in our view, a good thing to open schools in the middle of a pandemic, and so we have decided to wait and act with a degree of caution to ensure that we open. And when we do open, we open so that we can stay open.
And finally, the chief of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, says the combination of a Delta and Omicron variants is driving a dangerous tsunami of COVID-19 cases. His comments came as the United States and countries across Europe reported record new cases.
This virus will continue to evolve and threaten our health system if we don't improve the collective response. Right now, Delta and Omicron are twin threats that are driving up cases to record numbers, which again is leading to spikes in hospitalizations and deaths. I'm highly concerned that Omicron, being more transmissible, circulating at the same time as Delta, is leading to a tsunami of cases. The pressure on health systems is not only because of new COVID-19 patients requiring hospitalization, but also a large number of health workers are getting sick themselves. The unvaccinated are many times more at risk of dying from either variant. Omicron is moving so quickly. In addition to vaccination, public health social measures are also needed to stem the wave of infection.
That's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.